The musicians that really inspire me are the musicians who are confident in themselves. And I know that no one can be confident in themselves all the time, but there are a few people that come to mind who just do such a lovely job at this stage in their lives or their careers of just believing in themselves and the art and the work that they are creating, and the gift that that is to give our art to the world. And the first person who comes to mind who I think is doing a really beautiful job at that is Mae Earlywine. She's a Michigan musician, and I just really admire her and the style of songwriting that she gives to all of us as her listeners is just very inclusive, both, you know, from her heart, and yeah, I just really admire her. And then I would say the other qualities that I admire in musicians is the work ethic that some people have. Like, it is just wild to see, you know, someone really work at their art every single day and just, you know, sit down and write and have a time when you're just really devoted to your art. I really admire that. I think Joe Hertler does a really good job of just working on his music during the day, and he kicks out amazing songs, and he listens to music a lot, and he's just doing really great. He's very prolific, and so is Mae. I think they just really have decided, like, this is what they're doing, and you know, they should have no shame in just putting their whole hearts into their craft, and they're doing great. Okay, so advice for someone who's trying to follow in my footsteps. Now, my story is a little bit unique because I have a very strong family life as well as my life as a musician. And, you know, my profession in that regard is always a struggle to balance the two. I would say that if that's what you want, if you want to balance your family life and your performing life, just make sure that, you know, you're doing a little bit of each and you're dedicating time to each separate from one another. You know, if I'm trying to write a song and I'm really, you know, I'm really feeling it and I'm feeling invested in a particular song, it's not really the time to do that when I'm mothering my children, and then I get frustrated because I can't really write and I don't really have the time. And I would really say it's important to separate your, you know, your personal life, I guess, from the time that you want to spend making your art. And whenever I have been out of balance with either of them, each has suffered. And so that's why I say balance, because that is what I strive to do. And I think that it's just a really healthy way to maintain your passion as a musician and also healthy relationships in your life. What strengths do I have that make me a great musician? I think I fall back a lot on just experience, how many years I've been doing this. I've been playing guitar for 21 years, writing songs for about the same amount of time, and I think that just practicing my craft and continuing to perform and really just having a mindset that I can do better. Like, I don't want to hear buzzing on my guitar while I'm finger picking. I want the chords to really ring out. I want people to be able to understand what I'm saying when I'm singing, so maybe I need to enunciate a little bit more. Trial and error with songs that maybe are not connecting with people versus the ones that are, what kind of feedback I'm getting from my audience and my peers, my friends, my family when I send them songs. And then I would just say playing with other musicians who are better than me and constantly just being open to growth and surprise and inspiration and developing a sound that's different than maybe what I had before. Looking back on what I was playing before versus what I'm playing now, learning different cover songs and seeing how those songs are formed and just get ideas from those. yeah, just always trying to get better. I think that's the number one thing that makes me a great musician is just focusing on growth and honoring where I am and just love, I guess. My process for dealing with performance-related anxiety really has to do with two things: presence and breath. So the first thing that I do is I check in with my surroundings, and I remember that I am here because I want to be here. First and foremost, I want to share my art with people, and performing is the way to do that other than recordings. I personally really love the exchange, the give and take that happens with a performer and their audience members. And that really feeds my heart in a really important way. So I try to remember that. I take some really deep breaths, and through this consistent breathing, I try to just lower my heart rate. Usually I have to be alone when I do that. I'll go back into the green room, or I'll be with my band, and you know, we all just kind of take that moment to center and really take some big breaths and remember why we're all there. And yeah, that has really helped me later in my career. Earlier, my stomach, my nerves would totally get the best of me until the moment that I stepped on stage and I started singing. As soon as I would begin the song and start singing, a lot of that anxiety would start to subside. So my advice to people is just wait until that moment when you're up there, and it's really gonna feel a lot different. Just try to tune into the moment and you'll be fine. So my hobbies outside of performing music. I'll just tell you about my day job. I am a postpartum doula for an organization called Birth Kalamazoo in Kalamazoo. And what I do is I offer support to new or expanding families. After the baby comes, I go over to their house and I do everything from help support the newborn or the mom as she is recovering. I cook food, I clean the house. I am just there to help ease that transition into motherhood or parenthood for families. And I really, really love it. And it's very rewarding work. It really feels like it's my way of giving some of my wisdom as a mother of three and experience being a mom, you know, knowing what it's like to just have a brand new baby and want somebody around to help you out. I really am glad to be that person. So that's the biggest thing. I mean, I love my dog. I have a dog and 3 cats, and like I said, I'm a mother of 3, so I'm busy with them as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a lot, but that's it. So yeah, I'm very happy with my structured life right now.
Everything's been done, and what you thought will never be. Each store-bought fantasy has run its course. left you shaking to your core. And when you find you can survive on the hard work that you put in, when the day is closed and to bed you go, pull the covers back that you alone made. You're making it, you're making it on your own. Undo the buttons, loosen the ties.